If you live on the Sunshine Coast and you've got a team of at least 10, they're a good team, but you know that there's another couple of levels that they need to go to get to great. But you're not quite sure on how you're going to get them to that level because a lot of your days are very chaotic, running around, putting fires out. You just can't seem to get them all heading in the same direction. Then I want to tell you about an upcoming workshop that I've got called Unboxed, because it might just be exactly what you've been looking for. Hey, this is Beanie, also known as the Troublemaker Coach, and what I'm going to do right now is take you right through the journey of what we do during the Unboxed Workshop. What it looks like when you turn up for the workshop, the sessions that we do, there's 3 separate sessions, and what you'll walk away with at the end of it, so you can make a decision on whether it's right for you or not. So when you turn up for the workshop, it's not unusual to look a lot like this person right up here. You might not even know, depending on how much of my content that you've consumed, what an EXO or an exponential organization actually is, what 2-second lean is, and what that's even got to do with you, how you would even go about using that. What's theory constraint? How does that work? Well, how does that tie into what we're going to do during this workshop? Or you might be completely confused, as a lot of people are, on how do I even get started with AI and what's it got to do with all of this. While we're on the topic, just a little warning with AI, you do not need to be an AI expert to use it the way that I'm going to show you at this workshop. In fact, you don't even need to use AI to do this process, but I would be failing my audience if I didn't show them how to use it, because it is going to become vitally important if it isn't to your business already. From watching my other content, you have probably picked up that I use a lot of sport analogies, and this workshop is no different. I've split it up into 3 distinct sessions, the same way that you do on day 1 of a test match. So session 1 is all about breaking anchors. And what I mean by that is we anchor our thinking back to what we believe is realistic or what's possible. So the first anchor that we're going to break is the way that you think about incremental or 1% improvements. We're going to break the anchor of you thinking that they're far too slow and they will take way too long to ever compound, that they'll never add up to much. The second anchor that we're going to break is actually the flip side, which you think exponential or 10x thinking is moving way too fast. We're going to dive into how AI impacts that and how 10x thinking isn't just a nice to have these days, but it's a must. So there's a favorite saying of mine that I learned from a marketer called Frank Kern, and that is, math is not an exact science. He says that tongue in cheek, but there's actually a lot of truth behind it. We need to subtract to be able to multiply. What we're going to do is look at this from a lean perspective, which says that 90% of everything that we do every day is waste, and 10% of what we do is where our actual results come from. And to prove to you just how much time we do actually waste every day, during the Break the Anchor session, we're going to do an exercise called value added versus non-value added. During the Break the Anchor session, we're going to look at how we're going to move your team from this quadrant down here, which is good, let's face it, good is average, and chaotic, up into this corner here where they've got flow and their outliers. So there's 5 key things that we're going to do to address that. So we're going to show you how to move from hand holding to creating autonomy, how we go from stagnation to experimentation, from disengaged to having them highly engaged, confused by AI to embracing AI and leveraging it, having no measurables up to having a dashboard with a score to keep everyone on track. Once we've finished the Break the Anchor session and we've convinced you how to move from good and chaotic up to outlier and flow, the next thing we're going to do is put together your 90-day plan. So session 2 is called Find Your Constraint. What's the thing that's stopping you moving from this bottom quadrant down here to the top quadrant up here? So during this, we're going to look at your 90-day plan and the critical first 4 weeks, how that happens, how it plays out, and what you'll go through getting from week 1 to week 4. Having done this process numerous times myself in the last couple of years, this first 4 weeks I've found follows a very specific sequence. Week 1 is, people tend to think, what harebrained scheme is this? What are we trying to do here? What's this new idea all about? They get to week 2 and you're still going and they go, gee, this is annoying, but they'll give up soon enough. At week 3, they start to think, hang on a second, they're not giving up on this. There might be something to this. And week 4 is around the time that you start to get some real buy-in. So it's crucial that you understand how that plays out, because most people give up in those first couple of weeks before it even has a chance to get any traction. 2 other things that we look at during this session as a very powerful strategy that I've recently learned called Pacts, which are absolutely crucial to getting you through those first 4 weeks and the first 90 days. And this is where the AI part kicks in, because I'm going to show you 2 simple, very easy to use AI tools. You can send an email, you can use these. What those AI tools do is help you keep your packs and get you through those crucial first 4 weeks. Session 3 is how do we amplify it by creating what a guy called Tom Hughes calls great processes. We amplify it with this simple and easy to use feedback loop. So you have an idea, you create a hypothesis, we do an experiment, and then we either learn something or we create a breakthrough. This amplified process is built off the great process. And if you're starting to get the idea that process is vitally important to all of this by the amount of times that I'm saying process, then you are picking up what I'm putting down here. The great process works like this. Number 1, you got to get to the Gemba and create it. The Gemba is the work front, or where the work's actually done. Number 2 is it needs to be recognized. You can quickly and easily recognize that by the little symbols that I've done there for you. It needs to be easy to use. It's very simple to follow. It needs to be available for the people that need to be able to use it. That's part of what those AI tools are going to do for us. And we need to be tested and trained. Hence the reason that you come along to the workshop to learn all of this. Lastly, we wrap up the Unboxed Workshop with 4 key things that you need to give yourself the best chance of success. The first thing is you need someone who owns, lives, and breathes this stuff. Someone that turns up every day and makes sure that everyone does it even when they don't feel like doing it. They must, much like this person just here, be obsessed with the process. There's 3 key attributes that this person has. Number 1, they're extremely strong at planning and prioritizing not just their day, but coaching the rest of your team through the process as well. The second thing is they must be able to do social video with extreme confidence. That's what makes the whole thing take off. And the third thing is they must be able to build and maintain your culture. That's what this whole thing is really about. So let's do a quick recap of what we just covered. When you turn up, you might not know what an EXO, 2-second lean, theory of constraint, or how to even get started with AI, which is perfectly normal. Session 1, we're going to break your anchors. You're going to break the way you think about incremental improvements being too slow and exponential being too fast. We'll look at why math is not an exact science. We're going to have a look at value-added activities versus non-value-added activities. Over here, we're going to look at how you move from chaos and good up to outlier and flow. We'll then come down and find your constraint, create your 90-day plan, look at what packs are and why they're crucial to this process, and 2 simple and easy to use AI tools. Then we're going to look at how we amplify this with process. We're going to have a look at the great process. Get to the Gemba, make sure your process is recognized, make it easy, available at the point of use, and people are tested and trained. And lastly, we're going to have a look at who needs to drive this. They need to own it, live it, and breathe it, this whole process. They need to be able to plan and prioritize, do social video with extreme competence, build and maintain your culture. If you like this video so far, then you'll love this. Obviously, I don't do this with just everyone. This is how I bring clients on board and work out who I do want to work with and whether we're a good fit to work together or not. Out of respect for both of our times, the way that I filter out the people that are the best fit is I send them the sales pitch up front. It's not a long drawn out process. It's 1 to 2 pages and you'll very quickly be able to see whether it's for you or whether it's not. If you read the pitch and you decide it's for you, you just message me back, I'm in, and I'll send you the details on how you buy your tickets, which are $97 each. You won't just find them online somewhere where you can go to a site and sign up. That's not how this process works. You can't just grab a ticket and turn up last minute. The only way that you actually get the details is by messaging me and we have a quick chat. I'll send you through the doc and I'll simply follow up once 24 hours later and just say, what did you think? If it's not for you, just say it's not for me, which is fine. That's why we go through this process. You won't hear from me again. So if you're keen to have a look at the pitch, message me the words unboxed and we'll speak soon.